I'm Edie Lush, and I'm outside the Hub Culture Pavilion, the Ice House here in Davos. Delighted to be joined by one of my favorite guests, Moises Naim. Thank you very much for coming to see me.
Thank you. Glad to be here again.
Now, I hear you have cyber war on your mind.
Yeah, we had a session here in Davos this morning about cyber wars, and one of the things I said is that the internet is fully weaponized. There are plenty of instruments inside the internet that can damage, destroy or neutralize organizations, infrastructure, gadgets, and people. And that there is, in fact, a clash going on in cyberspace.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested in Leon Panetta's comments, which I admit that you told me about, that, in fact, we were always going to have a kind of cyber Pearl Harbor. Do you think that's what we have had?
Yeah, well, Leon Panetta, who was at the time the Secretary of Defense, said that the United States was bound to be the victim of a cyber attack that would be like a Pearl Harbor attack, a cyber attack. And I think that we have had, if not that, something very similar to that, but it's a political Pearl Harbor, because all the intelligence agencies of the United States have issued a report that says that the Russian government was actively involved in using cyber tools to disrupt and influence the US election.
And do you think, what difference do you think it makes being a democracy in this world of cyber warfare?
One of my points is that, unfortunately, democracies have a disadvantage in cyber wars, that dictators and autocrats have more leeway and more flexibility. We are lucky that our governments have those constraints and limits, but the reality is that in international clashes between liberal democracies and that are constrained by the rule of law, checks and balances, and very often decency, have to confront governments that can do whatever they want.
So what should we do about it?
First, understand that. Second, understand that it may not be just the job of governments to protect all of us, that each of us has a responsibility to pay attention to these issues and be more careful in using the internet.
So if you look at 2017, do you predict some more of these attacks?
The experts believe that yes, there's going to be more of these attacks. Now, unfortunately, because it worked in the United States, it may be that those who performed that attack feel encouraged and motivated to try it in other elections, for example, in Europe.
And do you think it did make a difference in the
The intelligence agencies did not go as far as saying that. All they said is that there was an active, constant, and important, significant attempt by the Russian cyber attackers to tilt the election in favor of Donald Trump.
And what do you think? Do you think that it made a big difference?
I have no access. I don't have the information that the intelligence agencies have.
Moises, thank you very much for stopping by the Hub Culture Pavilion here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lush.